The price of the egg. Furia guarded her nest in a high, quiet cave. Her heart warmed the smooth, silent egg that lay before her, a dark, perfect promise of a life yet to fly. Below the peak, a man named Theron watched with narrow, calculating eyes. He cared nothing for a mother's love, only the heavy gold the city would pay. In the dark of the moon, he crept into the lair and stole the smooth, silent prize. Furia returned at dawn. The moment she felt the cold, empty air where her treasure had rested, her grief turned to a terrible, roaring fire that shook the very mountains to their core. Theron sold the egg not for a collection, but for King Alistair's grandest project, the study of fire. The king's chief experimenter, Valerius, put the egg in a sterile chamber. Days later, it cracked, and a small, charcoal-black dragon, Umbra, blinked into the cold world. Umbra was not greeted with warmth, but with wire and needle. Day after day, Valerius tested the baby's limits, its heat, its fear, its pain. The child of fire could not roar. It could only curl into itself, trembling, and let out small, weak cries that no one heard. Furia's hunt brought her to the city's heart, guided by the faintest scent of her blood. She landed on the glass dome of Valerius's laboratory and looked down. The sight of her helpless, weeping son strapped to a table shattered what little restraint remained in her heart. The fire that fell upon Veld was not a mountain's anger, but a mother's vengeance. Buildings crumbled into ash, and the screams of the torturers were silenced. Furia tore the chamber open and, with a gentle, smoky muzzle, nudged her son close to her beating heart. From his citadel, King Alistair watched his prized laboratory, and half his city dissolve into smoke. The king's rage was cold, a vow carved in stone. The beast has declared war on the kingdom. Bring me her head, he commanded his generals. His entire army, every pike, bow, and man, marched to the mountains. Furia left Umbra safely hidden in a new, high cave, and met the iron line of men with a protective, sweeping storm of pure flame. Wave after wave pressed on, driven by the king's madness. Arrows flew like iron rain, and spears found their marks until, at last, the beast fell. Furia's immense body crashed down amidst the blood of soldiers. King Alistair stood over her, drawing his sword in a brutal, triumphant gesture, and ordered his men to take her head back to the kingdom as a trophy. Hidden, the small, black dragon Umbra saw the gruesome victory from afar. Umbra crept out and nuzzled his mother's cold, vast body, now missing its head, his silent grief a piercing cry. He looked from afar at the people celebrating their cruel triumph. He swore that day, "I will take you home, mother." 20 years later, the morning air was suddenly choked with smoke. A shadow fell over the capital. The king and his people looked up and saw a huge, terrifying black dragon. He spat a torrent of fire, incinerating the palace and the king where he knelt, begging for mercy. The dragon then landed, knelt down, and embraced his mother's skull, saying, "Mother, I have come to take you home." He flew away, leaving a city of ashes behind him.